together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. 3 people already. Wow. Must be Monday. Morning, Leisure. Morning, Angel. Good to see you both. Hope you're having a good day. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Happy Monday. Good morning. Happy day after Easter. Wow. So I'm going to go ahead and do the first surprise. So much better. So much better. Yeah. Woo. All right. For those of you that don't have a camera, I shaved my head off. Shaved all my hair off. Was done. Couldn't do it no more. Couldn't do it no more. Oh, but gosh, now it's making my head all shiny. That's funny. All right. It's because these are open too far. So I was going to take it down to a reasonable amount, but my hair is so thick, my clippers only work on one setting, this. So I'm going to let it grow out. It'll take a couple weeks. In the meantime, I'll look like, God, I can't remember his name. I can't remember anybody's name. It's from Daredevil. Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah. People already leave. They're like, oh, I'm just kidding. I also have a present here from Angel, although I know what it is. It'll be a surprise for you. My daughter was supposed to bring this over on Friday when she brought the kids. Then she was supposed to bring it yesterday. She just kept forgetting. So she dropped by this morning. Oh, Uncle Fester. That's even better. Disappointed. I thought you were going to grow it out. What, you got a crush on me, brother? It's gone. No, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I disappointed you all. It is a keychain for my chip for my 10 years. And it's blue. 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 So very thankful. Dion, thank you for all that you do. Angel and Steve, I'm not going to give their last names. So thank you very much, Angel. And this will be going on the desk right over here. I would show it to you, but my desk is a mess right now. It'll end up right over there. But as you see, I got all my stuff hidden. Ooh, and the goal is to paint the rest of this room this week. So, I did have a crush on you, but now you cut your hair. Let's talk about a few things. Usually I do jokes. I didn't set up. I got a couple other things I'd like to talk about before we get started. I did get a message back from Aurora Mental Health East Metro director. It was kind of huffy. I'm going to read it to you. Dion, based on the above email, I'm going to assume we don't need to do a walkthrough this afternoon. I'm going to cancel that. That's all she said to it. I wrote a pretty good email and she said nothing back. She's mad that I wasted her time. So we're going to talk about wasting time a little bit. I've been waiting for them to do something for 4 years. And I set up a whole AA meeting. It was ready to go. Things were set. So who wasted whose time? See, she gets paid. She gets paid hourly. Who gives a fuck? All right. So don't talk to me about wasted time. Anyway, the other thing, it was something that I heard today that I just found interesting. It is called moral injury, which I found interesting. Now, a lot of this has to do with seeing others being hurt, things like that. But sometime, I'm Team Scott on this one. Bummed. Yeah, my wife's bummed too. Yeah, she doesn't like it when I shave my head. So, but the cool thing is this: it's my hair, so I can do whatever the fuck I want to with it. All right, and it put me in a better mood. I needed a big change, and I know, girls do that all the time. They'll change their hair, they dye it, they do this. So let me have it. All right. I didn't think that was going to be the biggest topic. All right, let's just get started on this. Moral injury. See, Angel, what I tell you, people are more interested in that. What I say is the profound psychological, social, and spiritual distress that results from witnessing, perpetrating, or failing to prevent acts that violate deeply held moral beliefs. Oh, people that advocate go through this, where we get, I could have done more. I could have done this. I should have, could have, would have. These types of things, right? It involves intense shame, guilt, and broken trust, often stemming from high stakes scenarios like military combat, healthcare crisis, which is what we do. We do healthcare crisis. We are part of the crisis team that helps people out. Go volunteer at a crisis center for a little bit. Watch what goes on, man. These people have huge hearts, right? So let's be kind to them, right? Leisure says, or Angel says, I get it. I don't like it when my husband shaved his beard. Yeah, I get that. And congratulations to Steve on 9 years. Good job, dude. I'm not going to cover this part anymore. I think you guys get it. Just kind of be aware that while we're going through this, some people may come in. People are going to come in and out, and you're going to feel guilty over this, and it's not on you. What it's also talking about, maybe you see something happen to somebody, right? This is a better way to put it. So when I worked at Eats Metro Detox, I wasn't treated the best. Okay. They weren't doing the best. And they've made changes to change that. That's one thing I'm very proud of them about, treating their employees better. They're working on that, changing it. Good job. Right. Well, if I didn't say something and I continued letting it go forward, then that would be on me. Yes, it would be on me, because I'm allowing it to happen to the next person without saying anything. Right. So, yeah. Right. Leisure said, or then Angel goes on to say, I never change my hair. You know what? I don't think I've ever seen your hair different than the way it is, ever. And I would notice. Leisure, it's a phase. We were discussing phases on this week's edition of Wednesday edition. Oh, awesome. Awesome. See how all this fits together? Kind of cool, huh? So if you want to check out the Wednesday edition, YouTube, just look up Scott Leisure and you will be able to find him. Feel free to put the link in chat, of course. I'm going to kind of be focusing on people that are doing things and plugging them. We all need to start plugging each other. Doesn't matter what it is. We need to start plugging each other and making sure that people are going to the right places, right? Yeah. All right. Let's get moving. Let's get this party started. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion, and clearly I got enough sleep last night because my mouth is running at 100 miles an hour. I also want to say that I was correct. It was the battery in my car. I'm not doing anything wrong. It wasn't me. Yeah. The Bedevilments. It is also today's reading. Yeah. Today's reading. A lifetime process, right? Now this is what I like to call the landing spot, right? And I call it a landing spot, a landing place, because it's where we all find the place where we can agree on what we went through. We might have went through some other things also, and no, I'm not going to be harping on you know functioning alcoholic rock. Nah, I'm not worried about any of that anymore. Dion, use another phrase other than we need to plug each other. You are so correct. Welcome to my LGBTQ. No, that makes it worse. All right, I'll find another word. Plug. We're plugging each other over here. Hey, you need a good plug? You shouldn't have got me started on that one. We still need to set up a time. You and I could do a trudge. I'd love to, Leisure. It'll be based more on your schedule than mine. I'm usually pretty open to plugs. I'm not going to stop. Okay, God, take this one away. Take this one away. Nobody wants to hear this for 40 minutes. All right. Yeah, reach out to me, man. In fact, I'll send you a message after this, and let's just set up a time today. Let's do that. Yeah. Promote. All right, let's use promote. Let's plug using promoting. It's not going to stop. Oh, this is where, hey, at least I'm in ADHD mode and not my other ones. I'm still feeling a little depressed today. I am, but that's why I'm laughing a lot, because when I'm a little depressed, I can at least kind of get myself out of it. So, all right. Let's read today's daily reflection first, and then we'll kind of expand upon it, right? A lifetime process. We were having trouble with personal relationships. Yeah, I couldn't hold a personal relationship. Now, when I hear personal relationship, where does my mind go? An intimate relationship. That's not what they're talking about. They're talking about being a brother, being a father, being a friend. See how my mind mixes it up right from the beginning. Personal relationship. That means letting people get to know me, right? We couldn't control our emotional natures. Man, I still wear my emotions on my face. Every now and again, I'll be in a meeting and I'll get a message from Amber. She's like, you might want to turn off your camera. You're doing a lot of eye rolling. Tion, you're wearing your emotions on your face. Is that somebody else says, I'll be like, what? No, it's not. So I overreact. If you go to a meeting with me, you're going to see me overreact on everything. I do. Right? Angel says, still having trouble. And that's just being honest. There's nothing wrong with that. Praying for acceptance of God's timing and justice. The fact that you're even aware of it is fucking awesome. Yeah. Yeah. The fact that you're even aware of it puts you several steps ahead of a lot of people. Not that we compare around here, right? So I couldn't control my emotional nature. When I didn't get what I wanted, I whined like a little 13-year-old, like 13-year-old Dion. Hi, Amber. Your ears must have been burning. Right. So we couldn't control our emotional natures. We were a prey to misery and depression. Yeah. Prey. And not the kind of prey. Hey, That means I was being chased by King Alcohol. So I was a prey to misery and depression. And what does misery love? Company. Sometimes. Yeah, that's kind of the hard part about depression. Um, like for the last 3, 4 days, I kind of needed a hug, but I didn't really want to be touched. The hard part about going through it is everybody else worrying about you. That's what drives me crazy. I don't want people worrying about me. I will get through it. I always get through it. Knowing you're there is enough, believe it or not. So I'm going to tell you 4 people. Same thing I told my wife. Same thing I told my kids and my grandkids. Thank you for being there for me these last 3, 4 days. Thanks for allowing me to work through that. I appreciated it. Yeah. Michelle, do you know another person that is just as involved as you? I don't. I do know a few other people. Yeah. Yeah. And thank you for that compliment. I appreciate that very much. So I was a prey to misery and depression. I still kind of am. Okay. But once I recognize it, it starts to lose its power. Right? We couldn't make a living. I've always been broke. And by we couldn't make a living does not really have much to do. Okay. There we are. So where did I go? As soon as I said that we couldn't make a living, are we talking about money? No. What about emotional security? What about spiritual security? See, if we take care of our spiritual malady, that stuff falls into place. So for me, right? For me, that's a little different. And now my kids feel secure in this house. So much that they'll even approach me, Dad, do you think we should do this? Do you think, they're getting more involved, which means they feel comfortable here. They know that Dad's not going to move on them again. They're painting, they're putting stuff up. Okay. What is that? It's trauma. Look how long it took me to do this. I've been living here, 4 years? And I just painted 6 months ago because my trauma doesn't allow me to settle in because we could be moving at any point. Not anymore. Okay. This is going to be our house. We're going to buy it. All right. Michelle says, Dion, use ChatGPT to write your story. I just got a feeling you'd reach so many more. You'd love that. I'm actually in the middle of something like that. So what I would have to do is write it out and let it kind of clean it up and stuff. So, but I'm going to do it in segments. We had a feeling of uselessness. Yeah, I didn't feel like I really got anything done. And I wasn't. I left that honey to-do list. All right. I let it slide. Let it slide. Not the electric slide, but I let it, I just didn't do it. We're full of fear. Everything. Fear. Fear, fear, fear. Right? And that was me generating that. We talked about fear yesterday. So I'm not going to cover it like I did the other stuff. We were unhappy. We couldn't seem to be of real help to other people. We couldn't seem. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 52. And that's the bedevilments. That's where we all land. Let's see what this person has to say about this. These words remind me that I have more problems than alcohol, that alcohol is only a symptom of a more pervasive disease. Yeah. And what is that disease? Well, it is the disease of isms. See, I have alcoholism. I remove alcohol. What do I have? I, self, me. And that's the problem. It's my selfishness. It's my character defects. Yeah. All right. Stem out of my character defects. When I stopped drinking, I began a lifetime process of recovery from unruly emotions, painful relationships, and unmanageable situations. Hey, you got one person here with 16 years, you got another person here with almost 10 years, sitting here saying how we're still working on this stuff, that we're recognizing, hey, wait a minute, there's more work, because this is a lifetime process. It doesn't end. There's always somewhere to grow in. There is always a place to improve in. Always. Even while I was going through my stuff, I was looking for improvement. You want to know what the improvement was? I don't owe any amends. And I've been asking myself too. Even today, I'm like, okay, Deanna, it's been 4 days of some confusion here. Do we owe any amends? And I've been asking too. I'm like, I don't know any amends. No. Progress. Progress. It's kind of cool. It sucked, but at least I got something good out of it. At least I understand, I got it. So what is it? Well, it's a success. There it is. The ringing of the ears. Hold on. It's not tinnitus. I've been checked for tinnitus. Hold on. Yes. Maybe something else is going on. All right. I began a lifetime process from unruly emotions, painful relationships, and unmanageable situations. This process is too much for most of us without help from a higher power and our friends in the fellowship. When I began working the steps of the AA program, many of these tangled threads unraveled, and little by little, the most broken places of my life straightened out. One day at a time, almost imperceptibly, I healed. Yeah. One day at a time, almost imperceptibly, because we don't see it. We don't see ourselves growing. We're going to have to kind of go out of our way, right? You remember when you were a kid? You'd see an aunt or uncle. They're like, oh, man, you have grown. They're like, no, I haven't. Now you're an aunt or uncle, and you're like, man, you've grown. Nah, no, I haven't. Right? Like a thermostat being turned down, my fears diminished. My experience is a little different. No, I would agree with that. Actually, my fear diminished doesn't mean gone. It means smaller, right? But what made it smaller? More courage, right? It's about working with the opposites in this case. I began to experience moments of contentment. My emotions became less volatile. I am now once again a part of a human family. And we need that, right? And it may not be just your blood family that ends up kind of being your family, right? So the bedevilment's a landing place. These things don't just disappear. They need somewhere to land. That's not what I was going for, ChatGPT. All right. Now, it didn't get this right. What the bedevilments are, and I wouldn't disagree: fear, resentment, selfish dishonesty. That's what drives the bedevilments. But the bedevilments are the actual landing place that we all end up at. And it doesn't matter. The material, the money part does not matter. That's what we're trying to get at here. That the Skid Row bum and the millionaire are both alcoholic. They both have a spiritual malady, and they both have the bedevilments. Right? So that means that we're equal. Right? Doesn't that mean that we are all equal? There's no one who's better off in AA than somebody else. That's why people love the grassroots meeting, because they go there and they hear people with 6 months, couple of years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 34 years. I'm not shitting you. Talk about how life's kind of hard. None of these people are different. Nah. You want to see Dion get angry? I'm just going to have to miss a week of meetings. Yeah. Yeah. It's all it's going to take. A little bit of avoidance. And Dion's anger will come right back. And I will feel it is justified. Doesn't take much. That's kind of the problem, right? Last 4 days, I've been real focused on being responsible for my triggers, right? And because I have practiced that over and over and over and over again, it was natural. I'm like, that triggered me. Okay. That triggered me. Okay. It's just kids playing, dude. Because see, when it like bam in my house, that meant dad was home and I was about to be beaten. That's what I meant. So I have to tell myself that's not really going on, buddy. So this is, the bedevilments are what we're working with. Okay. Not just the drinking. Again, the drinking was the symptom to the problems or an answer to the problems. It wasn't a good one, but it did work. I would forget. All right. Alcohol certainly helped me do that. Now, the thing is, I don't need alcohol to forget things. So, refreshing. So, how do they show up? How do these bedevilments show up? In our thinking, in our reactions, in our relationships. Now, if we're relapsing, we're going to probably going to emotionally relapse before we physically relapse. There's going to be a big emotion. Yeah. I was talking to a sponsee on Saturday, and he was saying, Dion, I've noticed like half the people are gone. Half our regulars are kind of gone. And I had to remind him half of us make it. Because he was thinking that because we brought on OIAA that some other people found no, that wasn't it. I'll tell you what happened. Springtime hit. Doesn't take much more than that. Weather got nice. That's all it needs. Now, does that mean all of them went out? No. Maybe some of them found a different home group. Maybe they started going to an in-person meeting. Maybe they got a job and things changed. And yeah, there's a lot of different reasons. All right. At this point, if everybody showed up at once, we probably have about 50 people. If everybody that's come to the meeting, actually, probably be more than that. But it doesn't work that way, and recoveries ebb and flow, man. I have, with all the people I have met in Alcoholics Anonymous, whether they stayed, left, died from this disease, died sober, I could fill up Mile High Stadium. I've met a lot of people. Now, granted, I've been around this program for about 20 years, right? 10 in this one. I've been to a lot of conventions, and I certainly met a lot more people in the first 10 years because I was out and about a lot more. So now we have different lives, right? We have different lives. But what's weird is we have the same problem. It's still the same problem. If a millionaire has cancer and a Skid Row bum has cancer, is the process for curing this cancer or for whatever different? Then why is alcohol? Then, schizophrenia, is the process for somebody with a lot of money different? It might only be different because they have money and can have more resources. But let's say they have the same resources. Is it different from somebody else with less money? No, It's not. It's still the same disease, isn't it? See, schizophrenia doesn't understand that part, and neither does alcoholism. There's no difference. There's there's no there's no better or worse type of alcoholic. So when it comes to alcoholism, we are all equal. Every single one of us. That's kind of the point. It's the equality that brings hope to people. It's our hope. Right? Well, that guy came from Skid Row. Well, I still got 2 cars in the garage and I can do it too. Now we're getting somewhere. The comparison was, well, if the guy did it, I can do it too. And that's hope. That is encouragement. And we need different types of people in AA. Yeah, we do. We need all types of people in AA, or it doesn't work. We need every personality type. Yeah. We need the thinkers. We need the doers. We need the leaders. We need the followers. We need the readers. We need the chair people. These are all different types of people, man. Not only that, but we're saying the same thing, but you say it a little different, and the newcomer understands it better than the way I said it. Great. That's what we're talking about here. All right. I was just talking to the mechanic, and I was telling him, yep, my wife said it was the battery, and she was correct. I was too. All right. The battery people keep giving us excuses, but what they don't understand is my wife's been working at a courier service for like 25 years, been dealing this with her whole life. And this kid's like 23. So, at this point, we're not going to believe him. All right. But I was telling him, if she says that's what's wrong with the car, that's what's wrong with the car. All right. But if we need to do something online, that's where I come in. My wife and I, we have our different talents, and we use them to keep this house going. Just like AA. I live almost my entire life based on the traditions. Even with the way that I work with other people. You think I make decisions in this house? No, we all do. We all live here, and we're all a part of it. Because we all have different talents, right? Easter yesterday, right? My bonus daughter, my younger bonus daughter put it together. She did a great job. I very much enjoyed myself, and I wasn't even in the treasure hunt. I just appreciated the way it was written. I'm like, you did a great job. I had a lot of fun. And considering what was going on, I needed it. Yeah. They even waited an extra hour so I could wake up. Feels nice to be a part of, doesn't it? All right. Aurora Mental Health. Erica Weiss. I love you guys. I gotta go. This is Dion. Hey, Vanessa, can you hold on 1 second for me? Thank you, everybody, for being here. I love you. Peace.